Think you can get 100% completion in A Link to the Past? I'm going to show you every heart piece, every item, and every secret in this complete walkthrough with full commentary. Let's start in Hyrule Castle. Want this entire walkthrough in a guide you can reference anytime? I've written a complete A Link to the Past 100% guide available on Barnes & Noble. Grab the QR code on screen right now or check out the link in the description below. We open on Link's knocked out in bed, rain's hammering on the roof, and suddenly Zelda's voice cuts into his dreams. She's begging him for help. Something's gone very wrong at the castle. Link snaps awake just in time to see his uncle grab a sword and shield and head out into the storm, telling you to stay put. Naturally, we won't do that. Once you're up, pop open the chest at the foot of the bed to grab your first item, the lamp. It won't light much yet, but it lets us use the torches later. Step outside into the storm. The moment you step outside, the mood hits you. Thunder, guards are on high alert, and that iconic rain theme. As the footage shows, take a second to lift some bushes near your house for a couple of easy rupees. Our path is north toward the castle walls. Once you reach the gate and find it locked, stick to the narrow path on the right. Keep following it uphill until you spot a single bush framed by pale stones. That's our target. Inside, follow the left path and you'll find your uncle wounded. He passes his sword and shield onto you with one last warning. Now our rescue mission really begins. Cut through the guards in the next hallway, grab a little magic from the jars, and climb the stairs back above ground. You'll pop out inside the outer castle walls. Push forward through the courtyard, clearing soldiers as you go, and enter Hyrule Castle proper. Inside the main hall, stick to the left corridor and follow the red carpet deeper into the castle. You'll be cutting through patrols, nothing tough yet. Use the pots for emergency hearts if the soldiers get a lucky hit in. Once you reach the statue stairwell, head down into the basement. Down here you'll face your first tougher guard, a blue knight. 3 sword swings does the job. Pick up the key and the map, then unlock the door and press on. The path dips downward into a lower level filled with pits. On screen you'll see guards walking dangerously close to the edge. Give them a swipe to knock them straight in. It's faster and safer than sword dueling every single one of them. Keep circling left until the path opens upward again. After clearing 2 green guards and navigating the narrow walls, head into the next room where a lone soldier stands watch. Defeat him and step right. Here we fight another blue soldier. Take him down. Collect the key and open the chest for your first real utility item, the boomerang. Go ahead and equip it. It's crazy useful for stunning soldiers. Unlock the northern door, descend one more time, and keep following the staircases down until you reach the castle's lowest level. You'll run into one more basic guard, then move right into the room where Zelda is being kept. Standing between you and her cell is the ball and chain trooper, our first mini boss. Use the pots nearby. They hit hard and drop him fast. You'll want to stun him with a pot throw. 2 hits will finish him. If you run out of pots, keep your distance and slash after his swing. Then grab the big key the moment he falls. With the big key in hand, free Zelda and grab the rupees from her cell. She'll now follow you as we make our escape. The escape to the throne room. Retrace your steps upward through the basement levels. The footage will show Link and Zelda weaving through narrow hallways and climbing back toward the main floors of the castle. This part really shows why I love doing SNES playthroughs with commentary. There's so many small details you miss unless you're playing it again years later. That's one reason why I enjoy these classic video game playthroughs. They remind you just how much design went into even the simplest moments. Once you reach the first floor, cut right down the long red carpet hallway, then circle down and left into the grand entrance hall. Zelda mentions a hidden path in the throne room, and that's exactly where we're headed. Now climb the stairs at the back to reach the upper level. Here, before the guards close in, make a beeline straight across the room to the decorative wall panel behind the throne. Zelda points out the trick. Push the wall ornament to the right. With her help, it slides open, revealing a torch-lit staircase into darkness. Step forward with her and begin the descent into the secret passage leading to the sanctuary. Alright, welcome to the escape route under Hyrule Castle. Keep an eye out on the edges of the screen. You'll hear enemies before you see them. Start by sweeping the room in a clockwise loop. Rats skitter out of the darkness and climb up to the next floor. This hallway is your first true branching area. Head straight, clear the snakes, and at the fork, turn right. A bat swoops at you. It's an easy one shot. Grab the key from the chest, backtrack, and open the locked door. From here, you're officially in the sewers. Except rats, there's a lot of them. They're basically walking wallets, so slice them for a handful of rupees along the way. Then head left into the next chamber. There's more rats, rupees, and a hidden key. Then continue left, clearing everything you see. One of the rats in the next room will drop a key. You can't progress without it, so stay thorough. Use it on the door on the right, then climb up and breathe easy for a second. This next room is fully lit. Push through the rats and the bats, reach the line of the blocks, and push the middle one forward. That opens enough space to reach the staircase. There's a lever on the right wall. This is your first pull mechanic. Hold A, pull down, and the large gate grinds open. Step through and the screen brightens as you and Zelda push a heavy shelf aside and step into the sanctuary, the safest place in Hyrule right now. Zelda explains what's happening, and the priest gives you your next major quest. Stop Agahnim before he tears down the barrier to the Dark World. He marks a location in Kakariko Village, but don't worry, the visit is optional. Make sure you open the chest next to him for a heart container, bringing you up to 4 hearts early. Then head outside for fresh air as Link steps out of the sanctuary and the overworld theme warms up. This is a great moment to talk about the bigger picture. Something a lot of players miss is how early the game hints at the light world versus the dark world dynamic. The sanctuary represents one of the last untouched places connected to the original sages. This is the final safe zone tied directly to Hyrule's ancient past. Agahnim wasn't just some rogue wizard, he's essentially hijacked the throne, and he's using the castle as a way to unravel the magic seal holding Ganon back. Zelda is the last remaining descendant who can reinforce that seal, which is why rescuing her is the only first step. The entire eastern region we're heading toward, including the Eastern Palace, was built by the original Hylian sages as part of their defenses. So this first pendant dungeon, it doubles as a lore drop. You're literally retracing ancient footsteps. During this narration, the footage naturally shows Link cutting grass, avoiding soldiers, and making his way toward that iconic green palace entrance. Now walk in front of the hall and lift the lone pot in the center. Underneath is a floor switch. Step on it and the door clicks open. Okay, stay tight to the walls and sidestep as you go. The small cannonballs are easy, but if you see a giant one coming, slide into one of the alcoves. Head into the next room. 2 pots flank a switch. 1 pot gives you health. Step on the switch to unlock the door. In the next room, cross left to find Stalfos enemies. Head down and left to reach the next chamber. Here, 4 Stalfos leap in one by one. The quickest strategy? Chuck the pots at them before they can jump. You'll want to grab the compass in the upper room, then move right. You can ignore the big chest for now. You need the big key, so sprint across to the room on the right. Let's kick things off with a name change mystery. The game we know as A Link to the Past had a very different title in Japan. Can you name what the Japanese version was actually called? Drop your answer in the comments. You'll now enter a room with roaming fireballs and narrow corridors. Drop down, Grab the key under the pot and loop around the perimeter until you reach the locked door on the left. Upstairs, you want to cross the ledge, enter the next room, and meet a mix of tentacle enemies and Cyclops statues. Use the pots to stun or finish them, then lift the center pot once the flying skulls shift away. That floor switch spawns a chest containing the big key. Use it to open the large door above, then proceed to the large treasure chest containing the bow. As soon as you grab it, Stalfos start diving at you, separating their heads to home in. Just keep moving and climb the ladder. Open the next big key door to enter another dark room. Clear the tentacle enemies and the Cyclops to earn a key. Head upstairs. You'll want to avoid the bubbles. Lift the bottom left pot for a switch and continue left. Now you'll face Cyclops enemies that require arrows. Wake them, shoot twice, and repeat. In this room, all 4 walls fire cannonballs. Hug the top left switch, hit it, and slip through the door. Next, defeat the Stalfos and awaken the red Cyclops. 2 arrow shots take it down. Okay, it's the final room before the boss. Tentacles and 2 red Cyclops enemies are here. Clean them out and refill your arrows from the pots. Step up through the top door and the arena closes behind you. Boss battle, Armos Knights. 6 stone knights line up, then animate and march forward. These guys look intimidating, but the bow absolutely shreds them. Keep them at a medium distance and fire continuously. Their movement is extremely predictable. Slow hops at first, then faster as the group gets smaller. When the last knight falls, you want to grab the heart container, then collect the Pendant of Courage as the sunlight beams in. Link then warps outside and your first dungeon is complete. Alright, we've got 2 crucial items to collect before we can even think about tackling that desert palace. First up, the Pegasus Boots, or as the game calls them, the Pegasus Shoes. These aren't just any boots. This is legendary footwear passed down through generations by one of the 7 wise men's family. When Link wears these, he can dash at incredible speeds, which opens up a ton of new gameplay possibilities. You'll be getting these from Sarah Shala, the wise man himself. Head into the hideout in the eastern part of Hyrule. Once you arrive, speak with Sahasrara and he'll entrust you with the Pegasus Boots. Equip them right away. You're going to want to experiment with the dash ability. It's not just for speed. You can slam into objects, enemies, and even certain walls to reveal secrets. Now before we head to the desert, we need one more essential item, the Book of Medora. This ancient tomb is the key to reading inscriptions left behind by the Hylian people. Throughout your journey, you'll encounter mysterious monoliths with text you simply cannot decipher. That's where this book comes in. Use it on these inscriptions and their meaning becomes crystal clear. The Book of Medora is hidden in the library back in Kakariko Village. Make your way back there. It's a bit of backtracking, but trust me, it's absolutely necessary. Here's a censorship question for the true Zelda historians out there. In the original Japanese version, what was Agahnim's actual profession before Nintendo of America changed it to Wizard? Let me know what you think below. Once inside the library, you'll need it to navigate the back area. Push the bookshelf and you'll discover the Book of Medora waiting for you. With both items secured, it's time to make the journey to the Desert of Mystery. Head southwest from your current position and you'll eventually reach the vast sandy expanse that houses our next dungeon. Here's a release date challenge. A Link to the Past launched in Japan first, but how many months later did the North American players get their hands on it? Calculate the gap between November 21st, 1991 and April 13th of 1992. Welcome to the Desert of Mystery. This place lives up to its name. It's huge, hostile, and holds one of the game's critical pendants. As you step onto the sand, immediately start heading west. You're looking for a specific landmark, a grassy ledge with two distinctive dark stones perched on the top. That's your navigation point in this sea of sand. Now, be ready for anything out here. Enemies literally erupt from beneath the sand without warning. They're relentless, so keep moving and don't let yourself get surrounded. Your sword can dispatch them quickly enough, but avoidance is often the smarter play. After reading the inscription, press A again to really make that wish. Watch the spectacle unfold. 3 glowing orbs begin circling the perimeter of the courtyard. They're unlocking an ancient seal. After a few moments, they lock into position and the pathway forward opens before you. It's time to venture inside. From the entrance, push straight north. You'll encounter some standard enemies. Dispatch them as they appear. Keep moving forward until you reach a statue with a rotating eyeball. This thing fires a laser beam if it spots you, so don't get caught in its line of sight. Now backtrack out of that room and head all the way east through the next couple of chambers until you can't go any further right. Then drop south and you'll spot a locked door. Use the key you've just obtained and enter it. This room introduces tentacle enemies, those snake-like creatures that pop out and strike. A door opens in the back wall. Head through it and into the next chamber. Here comes a timing challenge. 2 cannons mounted on opposite sides of the room are firing cannonballs back and forth in a constant barrage. Inside is the big key, a ticket to the boss chamber later on. Now carefully navigate back out, then head left and return to the main area of the palace. Now head north to the next section, then go all the way left until you hit the western wall. Enter the door on your left side. This room has a laser shooting statue at its center. Press the switch and the doors unlock. Now go north through the now open door. A large ornate chest waits you. Open it to obtain the Power Glove. This is genuinely one of the most useful items in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. With this one equipped, you can now lift those lighter colored rocks, both the small stones and the large boulders we've been seeing throughout Hyrule. This opens up shortcuts, secrets, and new areas across the overworld. Now descend the steps to the ground level and circle around the platform you just exited. Move east along the northern wall, using your newly acquired Power Glove to lift those small stones blocking your path. You'll find a cave entrance. This leads to the Desert Palace's second half. Let's go. The next room is a tile room. The floor itself becomes a weapon as tiles rip up and fly toward you. Upstairs, simply walk through the south into the next chamber. Clear out the tentacle enemies while avoiding the laser, and the right door opens once they're defeated. You'll want to move through. Navigate right and upward until you hit a row of pots blocking your path. Defeat the tentacles, dodge the lasers, then lift the third pot from the left to reveal another key. Another tile room. Sprint to the upper right corner, snag the key from the pot there, unlock the door, and push on to the next room. You'll want to lift the pots here for hearts, magic, and arrows stock up. Now look around. 4 unlit lanterns are positioned in this room. Pull out your lamp and light each one. The room will rumble and shake. When it settles, the chamber has expanded and revealed the boss door. Use your big key and prepare yourself to enter the lair of the Landmolas. Boss battle, Landmolas. 3 sandworms burrow and strike. Hit their heads when they emerge. Avoid their bodies as they surface. Focus on one worm at a time. Spin attacks deal a great amount of damage. Falling rocks appear after each defeat. Let's talk re-releases. A Link to the Past came to the Game Boy Advance in 2002, but it wasn't alone. What groundbreaking multiplayer game was bundled with it on the same cartridge? Victory! Grab the heart container, then watch as the pendant of power descends from the ceiling. Take it and you'll automatically warp out of the desert palace. One more pendant secured, your quest continues.
Before we tackle Death Mountain, let's grab a quick heart piece that's nearby. It'll only take about 30 seconds, but every bit of extra health matters as this game ramps up in difficulty. Head to the location and claim that heart piece. These collectibles are scattered throughout Hyrule, and hunting them down will significantly boost your survivability in the dungeons ahead.
Virtual Console history time. When did A Link to the Past first become available on the Wii's Virtual Console, bringing it to a new generation? Let me know if you remember the year.
Now for something a bit more hidden, we're backtracking towards Hyrule Castle for a secret heart container that's tucked away in a clever spot. You see, as you approach the castle grounds, you'll notice various bushes scattered around. One of these isn't all that it seems. Use your Pegasus Boots and dash directly into a specific shrub near the castle. It'll give way and reveal a hidden staircase descending underground. Head down those stairs and you'll find a full heart container waiting for you. This is one of those secrets that rewards exploration and experimentation.
Here's one for the Nintendo Switch generation. A Link to the Past joined the Nintendo Switch Online service as a launch title. How many total SNES games launched alongside it on that service? Drop your answer below.
With that secured, it's time to begin our ascent of Death Mountain. Make your way to the cave entrance that leads up to Death Mountain. This is where the real adventure begins. As soon as you enter, darkness envelopes you. Your lamp provides the only light, casting eerie shadows on the cave walls. Move upward and drop down to the lower section, then hug the right wall. Now navigate right, down, and right again until you hit the wall. Push upward and to the right, and you'll encounter a lost old man wandering in the darkness. He'll plead with you to guide him out, and he'll begin following you around. Now, you've got an escort mission on your hands. Just head right into the next section of this dark cavern. Now continue right until the old man stops to speak to you. Listen to what he has to say. Head down while dodging the bats dive bombing from above and exit the cave. Welcome to the exterior of Death Mountain. This place is legitimately dangerous. Enemies patrol the narrow paths, and massive boulders tumble down from above with no warning in sight. Stay alert and keep moving. Head down and right towards the next cave entrance. Before you enter, the old man you rescued stops and presents you with the magic mirror as thanks for guiding him to safety. This is an absolutely crucial item. The magic mirror lets you warp between the light world and the dark world at will. You'll be using this constantly from here on out. This is a portal to the dark world. Step onto that tile. The moment you enter the dark world, Link transforms into a helpless rabbit. Use the magic mirror to warp back to the light world. You'll materialize right on that platform. Grab the heart piece, then jump back off the ledge to reach an area that was previously inaccessible. From here, head up and right toward the Tower of Hera. Climb the steps in front of the tower and enter. Welcome to the Tower of Hera. This dungeon is all about puzzle solving with crystal switches and colored barriers. Here's how it works. Those round crystal switches toggle between blue and orange states. Hit a crystal when it's blue to raise the blue barriers and lower the orange ones. Hit it when it's orange to reverse the effect. Master this mechanic. The entire tower revolves around it. The next room is a tile room. The floor itself attacks you. Tiles rip up and fling themselves at your face. Head to the lower left corner and lift the pots, then hit the crystal switch to the lower blue barriers. Keep your back against the wall and destroy each tile with your sword as they come at you. Once they're all destroyed, the door opens. Now Now head right.
Here's a fun Easter egg question. What Nintendo mascot character appears hidden in the portraits on the walls of Kakariko village houses?
Want to hit the crystal switch to lower the orange barriers, defeat the 3 mini Moldorms if you want the practice, then proceed down into the next room. Now defeat the pink tinted Stalfos enemies and lift the pots to recover the magic if needed. Now light all 4 unlit lanterns with your lamp. A chest materializes. Open it to claim the big key. Here's a pro tip, use the magic mirror right now to warp directly back to the tower entrance with the big key. This saved you from backtracking through multiple rooms. Pretty slick, right? Defeat 3 hard hat beetles with your sword. These guys can knock you back, so be careful not to bounce into a pit. Head left into the next room. Avoid the hard hat beetles, and whatever you do, don't step on the star tiles. They rearrange the room's layout. Instead, sprint up over the lowered blue barrier, then climb the steps to the 4th floor.
This is where we use a technique called the bomb jump technique to get the Moon Pearl. First, give your sword a quick slash. This actually slows Link down a bit and gives you more precise control over your movement. Now, position yourself between the lines I'm showing you on the screen here. This is all about timing, so don't rush it. Drop your bomb, count to 3 in your head, then make a quick dash to the left. The explosion will launch you right across the gap. It's honestly one of the coolest tricks in the game once you nail it. I know it might feel tricky at first, but stick with it. I've got a video reference below showing the exact inputs and timing. Trust me, this technique is going to save you so much time and we'll definitely be using it again later on in the adventure.
Now move down and to the left, then up and drop down to the lower platform. Boss battle, Moldorm. The Moldorm runs around the platform at high speed. Strike its tail segment while being careful not to get knocked off over the ledge. Stay patient, stay centered, and you've got this.
Let's talk boss battles. There's something unique about fighting Ganon in A Link to the Past compared to other games. What special item do you need to defeat him? Even though you have the Master Sword, drop your answer in the comments.
Victory! Grab the heart container and take the pendant of wisdom as it descends from above. You'll warp back outside automatically. A little bit of lore for you. The Tower of Hera stands as a testament to ancient Hylian civilization, named after the goddess of the tower. This sacred structure was built to protect one of the 3 pendants of virtue. The pendant's power, wisdom, and courage were created by the Hylian people as seals to safeguard the sacred realm from those with evil in their hearts. Death Mountain itself has always been a place of trials, where heroes are tested before they can prove themselves worthy. The monks and sages who once inhabited these heights understood that only through perseverance could one reach enlightenment, or in Link's case, the tools necessary to face the darkness ahead. Alright, with 2 pendants now in your possession, the final trial awaits. But the path forward will take you deeper into legend than you've yet ventured.
Alright, before we leave the Tower of Hera, make sure you're in that fairy room. Use a bug net to catch a few fairies and store them in bottles. These are essentially extra lives. When you fall in battle, a bottled fairy automatically revives you. Never underestimate how clutch these can be during boss fights. With your supplies stocked, it's time to backtrack. Head down through the tower, retracing your steps to where you were guiding that old man through the dark caverns. We're going to make our way all the way back to the Death Mountain entrance, specifically where you use the power glove to lift that boulder and enter the mountain path. Once you're outside again, head left and drop down from the high ledge to the ground level. Navigate up and left until you spot 2 lumberjacks hard at work, chopping down a peculiar looking tree. From there, follow the winding path left and upward, then veer left again. You'll notice the atmosphere shift as you approach the entrance to the dark woods. This ancient forest has a reputation. Many who enter become hopelessly lost, wandering around in circles for eternity, but with the right directions, you'll be just fine. This is it, the moment you've been building toward. Walk up to the pedestal and climb the steps. Approach the legendary blade from behind and press A. The 3 pendants of virtue, power, wisdom, and courage float up from Link's body and converge around the Master Sword. In a flash of light, they vanish, and the seal is broken. Link grasps the hilt and pulls the Master Sword from its stone prison. This is the blade of Evil's Bane, forged by ancient Hylian people to combat darkness itself. With this weapon in hand, you're finally ready to face Agahnim. Saha Shrala immediately contacts you telepathically, congratulating you on claiming the blade. But as his message ends, another voice breaks through, the Sage of Sanctuary, and he sounds panicked. The soldiers have stormed the church and kidnapped Princess Zelda yet again. She's been taken back to Hyrule Castle, and Agahnim is preparing to complete his ritual. There's no time to waste. Now, let's talk about who we're about to face. Agahnim appeared in Hyrule, seemingly out of nowhere during a time of plague and misfortune. He used his magical powers to end the disasters, and the king quickly appointed him as chief advisor and court wizard. But this was all part of his plan. Agahnim is actually a puppet of Ganon, or perhaps an alter ego of the Dark Lord himself. His true goal is to break the seal of the 7 wise men that imprisons Ganon in the Dark World. To do this, he's been kidnapping the descendants of those 7 sages, the maidens of Hyrule, and using dark magic to send them to the Dark World as sacrifices. Princess Zelda is the 7th and final maiden. If he completes the ritual, the seal will shatter and Ganon will be free to plunge both worlds into eternal darkness. We have to stop him. You're now standing atop the castle gates. Move right and you'll see an electrical barrier crackling with dark energy, blocking the middle door. This is Agahnim's magic, designed to keep intruders out. The tower is heavily guarded, but you've come too far to be stopped now. Push up through the entrance room into the next chamber. 2 ball and chain troopers await, the same type you fought in the castle dungeon earlier in the game. Enter the next room and stay sharp. 2 guards immediately charge at you. Take them out quickly. Defeat the charging guard and the bat, then go through the left door into a darkened maze room. Navigate down, then all the way left to the boundary. Push up and left, then down until you can move left again. Then continue left and up to reach a chest containing another key. It's time to backtrack. Move up to the locked door, use your key, and enter the next room. Now defeat the 2 charging guards and climb the stairs to the 4th floor. Clear out the blue soldier and arrow shooting soldier. Then head left into another darkened room. Push up to the boundary, then left on the narrow path. Continue up and left, then up to the pit, and finally right into the next room. Defeat the regular soldier and the 2 arrow shooting soldiers. One drops a key. Grab it, unlock the door, and climb to the 5th floor. In this room, take out the 2 bats and the 2 red spear throwing soldiers, then go left. Defeat 2 more red soldiers and head down through the door. Lift some pots, defeat the soldiers and bats, and pick up the key dropped by one of the soldiers. Unlock the right door and enter. Climb to the stairs to the 6th floor. Now push the statue left, clear out wandering soldiers, then head left into a darkened room full of pits. Follow the path upward through the room while defeating blue soldiers. At the end, climb the ladder and take the stairs to the 7th and final floor. This is it. Push up into the next room. Princess Zelda lies helpless on the central platform, magical energy swirling around her. Agahnim raises his arms and completes the incantation. Zelda vanishes in a flash of dark light, sent to the Dark World as the final sacrifice. Agahnim cackles and warps behind the curtains, fleeing to another chamber. Walk around to the outer perimeter of this room and slash the middle curtain with your sword. A hidden door is revealed. Take a breath and step through. Now Agahnim hovers in the center of the room, channeling dark magic. He fires energy projectiles that you must reflect back at him with precise sword swings. Watch for his lightning attacks and stay on the move. He'll teleport around the room, trying to catch you off guard. Patience and timing will win this fight. Reflect his magic, dodge his attacks, and strike true. When Agahnim falls, his body is dissolving into smoke and shadow. With his last dying breath, he casts one final spell. The room warps and twists around you. Link is pulled through a vortex of dark energy and cast into the Dark World itself, landing atop the Pyramid of Power, the dark reflection of Hyrule Castle. The Hyrule Castle Tower has stood for generations as the seat of the royal family's power, but tonight it became the site of a dark ritual that has shattered the seal imprisoning Ganon. The throne room, once a place of justice and light, was desecrated by Aghanim's evil magic. The castle itself is built upon ancient foundations. Some say the Hylians constructed it directly above a sacred site that connects the light world and the dark world. This may be why Agahnim chose this location for his ritual. The barrier between worlds is thinnest here. Now, with the seal broken, and Link cast into the Dark World, the true nature of Ganon's plan is revealed. The maidens are imprisoned in crystal prisons across the Dark World, and only by rescuing them can Link hope to confront Ganon himself in his Pyramid Fortress. The real adventure is just beginning. You'll materialize atop the Pyramid of Power, the dark reflection of Hyrule Castle. The sky is a sickly purple, the air feels heavy, and everything about this world screams wrongness. Sahasrara's voice echoes in your mind through a telepathic connection. He explains the grim situation. Princess Zelda and the 6 other maidens, all descendants of the 7 wise men, are imprisoned within crystal prisons scattered across 7 dungeons in this dark world. You must rescue all 7 maidens to break Ganon's hold on this realm and ultimately confront the Dark Lord himself. As he finishes speaking, the first dungeon location is marked on your map. Your health automatically restores to full. You're ready. Here's a tricky one for the speedrun fans. What's the current world record time for completing A Link to the Past in the any % category? This one is absolutely wild. Let me know if you can guess it. A monkey emerges from the hedges to follow you. This is Kiki, and he'll introduce himself and ask for 10 rupees. Pay him. You absolutely need his help to enter the Dark Palace. Climb the steps to the entrance. Kiki offers to open the door for only 100 rupees. It's a steep price, but you have no other option. Pay him and watch as he leaps onto the roof and hits a switch. The palace doors swing open. Kiki's job is done. Walk into the Dark Palace alone. From the entrance, take the left path, avoid the Helmasaur enemy, those armored creatures with mask-like faces, and descend the stairs into the basement. Down here, dodge the fireballs being shot at you and lift the pot in the lower left corner. Work back to the dungeon entrance. This saves you the walk. Efficient dungeon navigation is key in this palace. From the entrance, go straight up through the middle door. In the next room, continue up to unlock the door with a key. Navigate up while avoiding the hard-shelled turtle enemies and the jellyfish. Let's talk dungeon count. A Link to the Past holds a special record in the Zelda franchise. How many total dungeons did it have? More than any other official Zelda game. Drop your answer below. Take the left path upward. When you reach a cracked section in the floor, bomb it to create a hole and drop through. You'll land on the ledge in the room below. Walk up and right along the ledge to reach a door. Use your key to unlock it and then climb the stairs back to the first floor. Open the next chest you see to claim that big key. Now use the magic mirror back to the entrance one more time. From the entrance, go up into the next room and continue forward into the large chamber. Head up and take the right path. When the 2 blocks obstruct your way, push the right one into the pit and continue upward. Now open the chest in front of you for a key. Now walk onto the arrow tile. You'll automatically hop over the pit. These arrow tiles are directional jump pads. Walk onto them in the direction they're facing to leap across gaps. Unlock the door with a key and enter. As soon as you enter this room, quickly lift the pots blocking your path and throw one at the Helmasaur ahead. Fun fact, the Virtual Console re-releases had to tone down the bright screen flashing effects that appeared on the title screen and during certain attacks. This was done to prevent potential epileptic seizures, a reminder of how much gaming's accessibility standards have improved. Go left and unlock the door with your key and enter. Okay, this is a darkened maze room. Navigate left and up, then left again. Defeating the fire shooting statue enemies makes this much easier. Just take them out. Go down until you can head left, then left and up to the wall. Navigate right and up, then right and down, then left. When you hit the boundary, go down and right to open a chest containing a key. Bomb the cracked wall you see ahead and go through to the next room. Now open the large chest to obtain the magic hammer. This powerful tool lets you pound stakes into the ground and flip over certain enemies to expose their weak points. Time to test your sales knowledge. A Link to the Past sold incredibly well, but can you guess how many copies it moved worldwide, making it the 7th best-selling Zelda game of all time? Here's one about gaming perfection. The legendary Japanese magazine, Famitsu, is known for tough reviews. What near-perfect score out of 40 did they give A Link to the Past? Get to the upper right corner and remove all the pots to reveal a switch. Move the upper right statue right to the wall, then up to the switch. This keeps the door open permanently. Climb the ladder and enter the next room. Defeat the green Garayas with your sword, then use the arrows to take down the red one. Avoid the spiked trap and navigate to the Cyclops statue on the right. Shoot a single arrow into its eye. The room rumbles and extends to the right, a secret passage. Climb down the ladder into the darkened basement rooms. Use the magic hammer to pound the mole-like pegs into the floor. Then defeat the hard-shelled enemies with the hammer. Unlock the door with a key and enter. Defeat the hard-shelled enemy with the hammer and go down. In this dark room, quickly light the lanterns with your lamp so you can see. Then defeat all the enemies with the hammer. When the right door opens, you want to enter it. Now push a block on the right side downward to access the warp tile. Enter it to reach another room. Go up and flip the 2 turtle enemies with the hammer, then hit them again to defeat them. Do the same for the next couple of enemies, then continue up. Unlock the door with the big key and enter the boss chamber. Boss battle, King Helmasaur. King Helmasaur's armored mask protects its true face. Pound it repeatedly with the magic hammer until the mask shatters. Once it's exposed, switch to your sword and attack the vulnerable green head. Watch for its sweeping tail and charging attacks. Stay patient and you'll prevail. It's design history time. That iconic Zelda logo we all know and love made its Western debut with this game. Can you name the Seattle-based design firm that created it? Victory! Grab the heart container and watch as the first crystal descends. Inside is one of the 7 maidens. She thanks you and explains that 6 more remain imprisoned in dungeons across the Dark World. You're warped back outside to the Dark Palace. The Dark Palace stands as a twisted reflection of the Desert Palace from the Light World. When Ganon seized control of this sacred realm and transformed it into the Dark World, every location was corrupted into a nightmarish version of its former self. The maidens imprisoned within these crystals are descendants of the 7 wise men who originally sealed Ganon away. Agahnim's ritual sent them to the Dark World, where Ganon trapped their souls in crystal prisons, using their power to maintain his grips on this corrupted realm. Every maiden you rescue weakens Ganon's hold and brings you one step closer to accessing his fortress atop the Pyramid of Power. The journey ahead is long, and 6 more maidens await rescue in dungeons even more treacherous than this one. But you've proven yourself capable. The legend continues. Now that we've conquered the Dark Palace, it's time to explore the Dark World properly and collect some essential items and upgrades. There's a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. First, let's talk about what exactly the Dark World is. When Ganon seized the Sacred Realm, also known as the Golden Land, his evil heart transformed it into this twisted nightmare. The Dark World is essentially a corrupted mirror of Hyrule, where every location, every landmark, every familiar place has been warped into something sinister. The very air here is tainted with dark magic. Without the Moon Pearl, Link transforms into a helpless rabbit, unable to defend himself. But even with the pearl protecting his form, the dangers here are far greater than anything in the Light World. The enemies are stronger, more aggressive, and the dungeons? Well, you've seen the Dark Palace. That's just the beginning. What's truly haunting is that some of the creatures you encounter here were once people, residents of Hyrule who were caught in Ganon's transformation and twisted into monsters. The village of outcasts you'll find later, that's the dark reflection of Kakariko Village, and the outcasts living there are corrupted souls of the former villagers. Our first stop is a quick money grab. Make your way to a specific cave location. You'll need to bomb the entrance to reveal it. Inside you'll find a whopping 300 rupees just waiting to be collected. This is a huge cash infusion that'll help fund all the items and upgrades we'll be purchasing soon. Clear out the rupees and let's move on. We're heading to the Haunted Grove to start one of the most memorable side quests in the entire game. Revealing the flute. Navigate to the Haunted Grove in the Dark World. You'll find a strange creature sitting on a tree stump. This poor soul was once the flute boy. In the Light World, if you visit the same location, you can actually see him as a young boy, playing his flute with animals gathered around him, but get too close and he vanishes like a ghost. Talk to the creature in the Dark World. He'll tell you a sad story. He used to play his flute for all the animals in this grove, but in his current corrupted form, he can no longer hold it. He'll give you the shovel and tell you to dig up the flute near some flowers back in the Light World. Now use the magic mirror to warp back to the Light World. Head over to the Haunted Grove and dig around the top left area near the flowers. After a bit of digging, you'll uncover the flute. Return to the Dark World again and speak to the creature again. He'll realize he can never play his beloved instrument again in this twisted form, so he entrusts it to you. As you watch, he transforms into a tree, a permanent fixture of the groove, forever a part of the forest he once serenaded. Canon timeline question incoming. According to Hyrule Historia, A Link to the Past is the first game in which timelines split. This one separates the hardcore fans from the casuals. Did you know that IGN originally ranked A Link to the Past as the second best Zelda game in 2022, but then bumped it down to third place in 2023 when Tears of the Kingdom came out? It's consistently considered one of the best games in the series, period. Navigate to the specific cave location. You'll need to be in the Dark World to access it properly. Use the magic mirror at the right spot to warp to the Light World and materialize on an otherwise unreachable platform. Inside is a full heart container. Grab it and add it to your collection. Make your way to the graveyard. Find the old man wandering among the tombstones and speak to him. He'll allow you to dig around the graves. This one might take several attempts, so be patient. Dig in various spots until you uncover a heart piece buried beneath the cemetery grounds. It's kind of morbid, but hey, we're going for 100% completion here. The Dark World's influence is insidious and far-reaching. What many don't realize is that transformation isn't just physical, it reflects what's in a person's heart. Those with greed become monsters of avarice. Those with anger become beasts of rage. The Dark World strips away all pretense and reveals the inner truth. But here's the terrifying part. The longer someone stays in the Dark World without protection, the more permanent the transformation becomes. Eventually, they forget they were even human at all. This is why the Moon Pearl is so crucial. It protects not just your body, but your very soul from corruption. Back in the Light World, there's a special challenge cave. This is a parallel universe race. You have exactly 15 seconds to reach the end to claim your prize. The pressure is on. Navigate through the obstacles as quickly as possible. Sprint, use your items efficiently, and don't hesitate. Make it to the end in time and you'll be rewarded with another heart container. If you fail, don't worry. You can retry as many times as you'd like. Head back to Kakariko Village in the Light World. Enter one of the first houses on the left side and play the flute in front of the old man inside. He'll wake up with a start and ask you if you've met his son. This is the flute boy's father. The realization hits hard. His son is gone, transformed in the Dark World. Now, go outside to the weather vane statue in the center of the village. Stand on the S marking on the ground. Face the bird statue and play the flute. The statue comes to life. It's actually a real bird that was petrified. It flies off into the sky. From now on, whenever you play the flute in the Light World, this bird will appear and offer to transport you to one of 8 locations across Hyrule. This is an incredibly useful fast travel system that'll save you tons of time. Now use the flute to transport to that location nearest to the magic shop. Head to the potion shop where you'll find Syrup, the witch. Remember that mushroom we grabbed way back in the Lost Woods? Now's the time to use it. Give the mushroom to Syrup outside of her shop. She'll take it to brew something special. Leave the area and come back after a short while. Enter the magic shop and you'll find a bag of magic powder near the hooded shopkeeper. Pick it up. The magic powder is incredibly useful. One of its best applications is turning anti-fairies, those dark, damaging fairies, into regular healing fairies. This is a lifesaver in the harder dungeons coming up. It runs on magic power, but has no quantity limit, so use it liberally. Now use the flute to call the bird and fly to Kakariko Village. Find the man who offers you a bottle. You can never have too many bottles, so absolutely accept it. These are some of the most valuable inventory items in the entire game. Now, head to a specific door where someone is hiding away. Enter and make your way to the basement. Down here, you'll find all kinds of goodies scattered around. Look for a bombable wall and blow it open. Inside the secret chamber is a piece of a heart. Add it to your collection. Next, locate a passageway you can fall into from above. Drop down and explore. You'll find bombs for your inventory. Navigate upward through this passage and you'll discover another piece of a heart waiting at the end. Here's something that confuses a lot of fans. Despite what many believe, Ganon does not possess the Triforce during the final battle. He obtained it before the game's events and was sealed away, which is why he needs Agahnim's help to break free. The misconception comes from the Triforce symbol being visible on the floor. That's 4 heart pieces for now. Head back outside and navigate north through the Lost Woods. Make your way back down to a warp tile that transports you to the Dark World. We're heading to the darker version of Kakariko Village. The Village of Outcasts is haunting. These twisted creatures were once friendly villagers you knew from Kakariko. Now they're outcasts, shunned and transformed, living in this corrupted reflection of their former home. Head inside the gambling spot, the treasure chest game. This minigame costs rupees to play, but the potential rewards are worth it. You'll open chests and hopefully score some big rupees and even a heart container. This might take several attempts to get the heart container. I know it took me a few tries, but for our 100% completion walkthrough of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, it's absolutely essential. Keep playing until you win that grand prize. The odds are in your favor if you're persistent. Now back outside, our next upgrade is waiting. The magical boomerang is conveniently located inside a house nearby, but you'll need to bomb the entrance to get in. Blow open the wall and enter. Inside, claim the magical boomerang. This upgraded version travels much farther than the regular boomerang and is incredibly useful for hitting distance switches and stunning enemies from range. It's a fantastic upgrade that'll serve you well in the dungeons ahead. Now head to the location where you played the flute to unlock the flying ability. Remember that weather vane? In the Dark World, this location has a large statue. Pull the statue away to reveal an entrance beneath it. This is Blind's Hideout, our next dungeon. Take a breath and enter. Head right and drop off the ledge to the lower area. Go right into the next room. Warning, underneath the higher platform to the right, there's a yellowish swirl that chases you and temporarily transforms you into a rabbit. If you avoid it, go down and it'll crash harmlessly into a wall. This part really shows why I love doing SNES playthroughs with commentary. There's so many small details you miss, unless you're playing it again years later. Navigate left and up the path to the north wall. Then go right, unlock the door with the big key and enter. Go up and defeat the Stalfos enemy. Lift the pot in the upper right corner to reveal a key underneath. Grab it. Now head down to the locked door on the left side of the room. Unlock it and enter. Defeat the red and the blue enemies here. This room introduces a new enemy type. Creatures with a small red opaque part that flies around and connects with a larger transparent version. Use your sword to destroy the smaller visible part. This destroys the entire enemy. If you need health, use the magic powder on the bubble floating around to turn it into a fairy. Lift the skull pot to get a key. Unlock the door and climb the stairs to the first floor. In this new room, go to the lower right corner and lift the rightmost pot to reveal a switch. Step on it to open the right door, then go through. Navigating right while defeating enemies, then enter the second half of this room. Clear up more enemies and continue through the door. In the next room, defeat a few more enemies, then grab a bomb and throw it over the barrier onto the cracked section of the floor where the light is shining. Then navigate left and up to the stairs. Descend back to the basement. Carefully cross this room. It's full of spike traps moving in all directions. Take your time and navigate safely. When you reach the other side, go down. Move down slightly. Then go right over the lowered blue barrier into the next room. Defeat the enemies and go right through the door. In this next room, make your way to the stairs in the north wall. Defeat the enemies you see, then lift the large block in the middle of the room and go down. In the next room, defeat the single red fireball spitting enemy and go right. Navigate right and up, unlocking all the doors along the way. Defeat all the enemies you encounter. Important, don't lift the left pot in the second to the last cell. It contains a rabbit transformation swirl. Go into the last cell and open the chest for a key. Talk to the maiden and she'll follow you through the dungeon. She seems frightened and asks for your help escaping. Use the magic hammer to pound the mole enemies. Then open the large chest to obtain the Titan's Mitt. This powerful upgrade allows you to lift darker colored stones that couldn't budge before. This opens up numerous new areas and secrets throughout both worlds in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Here's one about gaming rarities. A Link to the Past was broadcast through a special Japanese service that let players download games. Can you name this obscure Nintendo satellite system from 1997? Use the Pegasus Boots to dash straight up into the door at the north end. Boss battle, Blind the Thief. You enter a room with a patch of light on the floor. Walk into that light with the maiden behind you. The door locks behind you and the maiden actually suddenly complains. "It's too bright," she cries. In an instant, she transforms, revealing her true form, Blind the Thief, the boss of this dungeon. She was never a maiden at all. You've been tricked. Blind's head detaches from his body and flies around the room independently, shooting laser beams while his body charges at you and shoots fireballs. Strike the body while dodging the attacks from both parts. Stay calm, maintain distance, and capitalize on the openings. Blind Falls is defeated. Grab the heart container and watch as the crystal descends from above. Inside is the real maiden. She thanks you for rescuing her. That's 2 maidens down, 5 to go. You're warped back outside the completed dungeon. A bit of lore. Blind's hideout exists in the Village of Outcasts, which is the dark reflection of Kakariko Village. Blind the Thief was a notorious criminal even before Ganon's transformation of the Sacred Realm. When the Dark World was created, Blind was pulled in and twisted into an even more monstrous form. His ability to disguise himself as a maiden shows just how cunning and dangerous the creatures of the Dark World can be. This dungeon serves as a reminder that in Ganon's realm, nothing is as it seems. Trust is a luxury you can't afford, and even those who appear to need help might be predators in disguise. The maidens imprisoned here are slowly having their life force drained to maintain Ganon's power. Each rescue weakens his grip on both worlds and brings you closer to the final confrontation atop the Pyramid of Power. Fun fact, the game we know as A Link to the Past was actually called the Triforce of the Gods in Japan. Nintendo of America changed it because their censorship guidelines at the time discouraged religious references. That's wild when you think about how many religious references are still in the game. Did you know that A Link to the Past was a massive commercial success? It sold 4.61 million copies worldwide, making it not just the 7th best-selling Zelda game, but also one of the best-selling titles on the entire Super Nintendo console.
Oh no, our Master Sword has lost its power. Don't panic though, we can get it tempered and upgraded. We just need to make a journey back to the Dark World with a very special delivery. Make your way back to the Dark World. There's a specific chest we need to retrieve. You'll find it sitting out in the open, but here's the trick. We need to bring this chest with us to a specific location. Use bombs to clear a path forward and navigate carefully while carrying the chest. It's a bit awkward to maneuver, but just keep pushing forward. Our destination is a cave entrance. Make your way inside while keeping that chest with you. Inside the cave, you'll find a well with a shrine. 2 green stone hands grasp a bowl filled with red liquid. This is Mad Batter's resting place. Use your magic powder and spray it on the bowl. The Mad Batter appears, furious that you've disturbed his dark, deep sleep. He threatens to get revenge by taking away half your magic as punishment. But here's the twist. The Mad Batter isn't very good at revenge. You see, instead of reducing your magic capacity, he accidentally reduces the amount of magic you use by half. Basically, he just doubled your effective magic capacity. Every spell now costs half as much. Thanks for the quote-unquote revenge, Mad Batter. The Tempered Sword. This upgraded blade deals significantly more damage and glows with golden power. Now we're talking. With this weapon in hand, you're ready to take on the tougher challenges ahead. Now use the flute to call the bird and transport yourself to location 7 on the map. Once you arrive, head left and grab that chest we were carrying earlier. Yes, we need to take a pit stop to do a chest delivery. Continue carrying the chest and find the old man waiting for his delivery. Trade him the chest and he'll reward you with another bottle. You can never have too many bottles. They're essential for carrying fairies, potions, and other life-saving items. This is a huge upgrade toward your survival capabilities. Now use the flute to warp back to Kakariko Village. Head north and you'll find a large dark colored rock. Now that you have the Titan's Mitt, you can lift it. Underneath is a portal to the Dark World. Lift the rock and enter the portal. Now continue north into the dark version of the Lost Woods. This corrupted forest is called Skull Woods, and it's as ominous as it sounds. Inside, we're going to navigate through this twisted maze to find our way to the Skull Dungeon. A moment of lore now. Skull Woods is the dark reflection of the Lost Woods, but its transformation reveals something profound about the nature of the Dark World. In the Light World, the Lost Woods is a place of mystery and magic. Confusing, yes, but ultimately enchanted and alive. In the Dark World, that magic has been corrupted into something far more sinister. Now this dungeon is unique. It's divided into multiple separate sections that you can access by exiting and re-entering through different pits and caves scattered throughout Skull Woods. It's like a puzzle within a puzzle. Lift the skull pot in the middle blocking the door. Now comes a statue puzzle. Push the right statue down slightly, then push it all the way left until a block stops it. Get above it and pull it upward while avoiding the wall master. Now pull the statue onto the switch to open the door. In the next room, open the chest to claim that big key. Now use the magic mirror to warp back to the previous room, then exit through the south door. Back outside, navigate up and around, then go underneath the second set of the bone arches.
Alright, here's a neat trick to make this easier. Start with a downward slash, then position yourself right at the edge of the pit. You'll want to be close but not falling in. Drop a bomb right in front of you and immediately run towards the wall. When the bomb explodes, you'll get launched backward across the gap. Pretty slick, right? The timing takes a little bit of practice, but once you get the rhythm down, you'll be able to use this technique throughout the rest of the game. Don't worry if it even takes a few tries. Even speedrunners mess this up sometimes. I've included a video reference below so you can see exactly what it looks like in action.
Inside, defeat the 2 blue jellyfish enemies and 2 Gyptos. Exit through the door and back outside. Now navigate around the bushes, then left and up under the arches. This is what we needed the fire rod for. Stand at the bottom part of the skull and use the fire rod to shoot straight up at the stringers. The skull catches fire and burns away, revealing a cave entrance. Enter the cave to reach the final section of the Skull Dungeon. Now navigate right and up into the center of the room. Lure all 4 Gyptos onto the screen. Destroy the 2 skull pots blocking the lantern on the right. Cut through the curtain-like barrier in the middle of the north wall to reveal a hidden door. Go through it and upward into the next room. Take that key that one of them drops and use it to unlock the right door and enter. Navigate around the wall in the middle of the room. When the spiked trap moves away, quickly run up or down into the pit. Timing is everything here. Fall through the pit and into the boss's lair. Boss battle, Mothula. Mothula is a massive moth that flies around the chamber shooting laser beams, while spiked traps slide across the floor in all directions. Strike it with your sword between its attack patterns, or use the fire rod for increased damage. The real danger is getting caught between Mothula's attacks and the spike traps. Maintain awareness of this entire battlefield. Stay mobile, time your strikes carefully, and don't get greedy with your attacks. Mothula falls defeated. Grab the heart container and watch as the 3rd crystal descends from above. Another maiden is freed from her prison. 3 down, 4 to go. Fun fact, there's a non-canonical sequel called The Ancient Stone Tablets that was released exclusively in Japan through the Satellaview service in 1997. It's set 6 years after A Link to the Past and is extremely rare. Most people overseas have never even heard of it. Alright, it's time to head back to the Light World. Use your magic mirror to warp over, and once you're there, play the flute to call the bird. Select the location just south of Hyrule Castle. We've got some important upgrades to collect. Here's a cool piece of trivia. The music themes, Zelda's Lullaby, Kakariko Village's theme, and Ganon's theme all made their debut in this game. These would go on to become some of the most iconic tracks in the entire franchise.
Head into the Hyrule Castle and navigate through it. The moment you enter certain areas, you'll automatically warp back to the Dark World. This is one of those special portal points that connects both realms. Once in the Dark World, head right and up. You'll come across a large block that requires the Titan's Mitt to lift. Hoist it up and continue upward. As you travel north, you'll spot a house along the way. Use your Titan's Mitt to lift a massive boulder blocking your path. This upgrade continues to prove its worth. Keep navigating north through this area. It's a bit of a trek, but stay with me. Eventually, you'll start to see water coming into your view. You won't be able to enter the lake yet, but trust me, what we're about to get is one of the most powerful upgrades in the entire game. Welcome to the Lake of Ill Omen. This dark, murky lake holds the Quake Medallion, and obtaining it requires a specific ritual. Look around for a rock that looks like a skull. It's distinctive compared to the other rocks in the area. Pick it up with your Titan's Mitt and throw it directly into the circle of stones in the water. The lake begins to bubble and churn. The catfish awakens from its slumber, angry at being disturbed, but in exchange for being left alone, it offers you the Quake Medallion. What a generous fish! The Quake Medallion is incredibly powerful. When activated, Link thrusts the Master Sword into the ground, causing a massive earthquake that affects all ground-bound enemies. Most enemies are either destroyed instantly or transformed into harmless slime. But here's a cool trick. You can also use the Quake Medallion near certain trees to shake loose items. The same effect as ramming into them with your Pegasus Boots, but without all that effort. And most importantly, the Quake Medallion is essential for opening up the entrance to Turtle Rock, one of the final dungeons. Now we head back to the Light World for another crucial upgrade. Use your magic mirror to warp over. Navigate carefully through the area, and I mean carefully. We're heading to Lake Hylia, and the last thing you want is to fall into the water without the proper equipment. Take your time working your way to Zora's domain. When you arrive, you'll meet King Zora, the ancient ruler of the Zora race. His imposing presence guards the entrance to the Watery Kingdom, and he has something very valuable to offer you. King Zora will sell you the Zora's Flipper for a measly 500 rupees. Yes, it's expensive, but this is absolutely essential for 100% completion of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. These magical flippers allow Link to swim freely in deep water, opening up entirely new areas and making underwater travel possible. Without them, large portions of the game remain inaccessible. Pay the 500 rupees and claim your flippers. Now that you can swim, head down the waterfall. You'll glide smoothly through the water instead of being swept away helplessly. Head back down to the waterfall, this time taking the path to the left. Lake Hylia is one of the most sacred bodies of water in all of Hyrule. For generations, it's been home of the Zora people, who have served as guardians of these waters. Take the path north until you find a large rock. Lift it with your Titan's Mitt to reveal a portal underneath. Enter the portal to warp to the Dark World, and you'll find yourself at the entrance to the Ice Palace. This is it, one of the most challenging dungeons in the entire game. Enter graciously. The chill hits you immediately. This place is entirely frozen solid with slippery floors and ice-based enemies throughout. The fire rod is your best friend in this dungeon. Ice enemies melt before its flames. Downstairs, hit the switch to open the door and continue forward. Navigate down, then up, then right through the next series of rooms. Did you know that this is the first Zelda game to show a member of Link's family? Your uncle appears at the beginning, making this game unique alongside only the Wind Waker and the Minish Cap in that regard. In the next room, hit another switch. Now backtrack to the previous room. Now we're heading north instead. Hit the switch on the left, then use a bomb to destroy a section of the cracked floor. Drop down through the hole you just created. You'll land into a room below, take out both skeleton enemies, and the door at the bottom will open. The next room has a moving floor that slides around you. Be careful. Take out the enemies methodically. One of them drops a key when defeated. Use that key on the locked door. This next room features a fire wheel obstacle. Here's a neat trick. Use a bomb to blast yourself over to the other side of that area. Place the bomb, let the explosion knock you across, and you'll bypass the dangerous path. Another cool trick, use your Pegasus Boots to dash into the wall. This stops your momentum and saves you from having to walk the treacherous narrow path. These little shortcuts make the Ice Palace much more manageable. In B3, penguin enemies slide all around the ice. These guys are slippery and unpredictable. You have to defeat all of them to unlock the door. Take your time, bait them into charging at you, then strike when they're vulnerable. The next room has a spike trap, sliding back and forth. Wait for it to pass, then quickly take the path on the left. The following room features a flame chain obstacle. Navigate carefully and take the downward path. On B4, make your way to the right and deliberately fall down through the hole. You'll land in B5. Move right and push yourself down to B6. Now find the block and push it onto the switch. This opens the way forward. Take the lower path down. In the room with the red enemies, move left and pull the blocks out of position. Use your magic hammer to pound the floor, which lifts another block and reveals the path downward. This leads you down to B7, the boss chamber. Take a deep breath, it's about to get intense. Boss battle, Kholdstare. Kholdstare appears as 3 eyeballs frozen inside a massive block of ice. First, you need to melt that protective shell. Shoot the ice with your fire rod 8 times while dodging the ice chunks that pop down from the ceiling. These falling ice pieces continue throughout the entire battle, so stay alert. Once the shield melts, all 3 eyes are released and begin floating around the chamber independently. Each eye requires 6 hits from the fire rod to destroy. Target them one at a time rather than spreading your damage. Focus fire is the key to victory here. Keep moving constantly to avoid the falling ice and the eye's attacks. Stay patient, maintain your spacing, and burn through those eyeballs. Victory! Kholdstare shatters into frozen fragments. Grab the heart container and watch as the 4th crystal descends. Another maiden is freed from her icy prison. 4 maidens rescued, 3 to go. You're warped back outside to the Ice Palace. Here's a moment of lore. The Ice Palace represents one of the most dramatic transformations in the Dark World. In the Light World, this area is part of Lake Hylia's network of waterways. It's cool, refreshing, and life-giving. But in the Dark World, Ganon's corruption has frozen it solid, transforming flowing water into dead, static ice. Ice itself is a symbol of stasis, of life suspended and frozen in time. The maidens trapped in their crystals share the same fate, living but unable to move, to act, to be free. Kholdstare, the boss, embodies this perfectly. Multiple entities frozen together, trapped in ice, unable to truly live until the barrier is shattered. The Ice Palace also reveals something about Ganon's power. He doesn't just corrupt or destroy, he stops things entirely. He freezes progress, halts life, and creates a world where nothing can grow or change. It's entropy made manifest, the ultimate expression of his desire to control and dominate. With each maiden you rescue, you're not just weakening Ganon's seal, you're restoring motion, freedom, and life itself to this frozen realm. Alright, it's time to head back to Death Mountain for some essential item collections. Use your magic mirror to get back to the mountain area. Take the right path and navigate upward. Those massive boulders are still tumbling down. Avoid them as you climb. Make your way to the upper left ladder. Remember this spot? This is where you originally transformed into a bunny when you first accessed the Dark World portal. We're going to warp to the Dark World and head to a specific cave entrance in this area. Now here's the thing. Getting to the treasure inside requires walking through a spike-filled corridor. But you know what? You're tough enough to tank your way through now. Just keep pushing forward through the spikes. Yes, you'll take damage, but you won't die. You've got enough health to survive, and you can use a fairy afterward to heal back up. It's worth the pain, trust me. Use your Titan's Mitt at the end to pick up the large boulder blocking the chest, and claim the Cane of Byrna. This is an incredible defensive item. When activated, a beam of magical energy surrounds Link, creating a protective barrier that blocks all damage. You're completely invincible while it's active. Press Y again to deactivate it. The only limitation is that it continuously drains your magic power while active, so you can't leave it on forever. Here's a neat test. Use the cane to walk through that spike corridor without taking any more hits. See? Completely protected. Back outside, drop down from the ledge and head left. We're looking for another major upgrade, and it requires climbing a long ladder up the mountain. Once you're at the top, use the magic mirror to warp to the light world. Drop down from the high ledge and take the bridge to the left. You'll find a large stone slab with ancient Hylian inscriptions. Remember the Book of Medora we got way back at the beginning? Now's when it truly shines. Use the Book of Medora to decipher the text on the slab. The inscription is read, and suddenly the Ether Medallion materializes before you. Now the Ether Medallion is one of the 3 medallions in the game, and one of 2 required to complete it. When used with the Master Sword, it creates a stream of freezing cold air that covers the entire screen. Weaker enemies are killed instantly, while tougher enemies are frozen solid, making them vulnerable. Most importantly, the Ether Medallion is required to enter Misery Mile. Without it, you can't access that dungeon at all. The ice rod shoots blue beams that permanently freeze enemies solid. It costs magic power to use, but certain enemies like crows and Zoras are defeated instantly while frozen. The ice rod is actually required to defeat Trinexx, one of the later bosses. It's also highly effective against the Landmolas in the Desert Palace if you want to go back and experiment. Here's a cool trick. Frozen enemies can actually be smashed with the magic hammer, and they'll drop magic jars when destroyed. So the ice rod actually helps you recover the magic it uses. Call your bird with the flute and select the location in the lower section of the map. Once you arrive, pick up a large boulder with the Titan's Mitt and use it to access a portal to the Dark World. Here, we're heading to a specific dungeon entrance area to collect 2 chests before we tackle the main dungeon. Navigate carefully through this region and open both chests. One of them contains a full heart container. That's a massive health boost right there. Now, we're ready for the main event. Make your way to the entrance of Misery Mire. You'll see a stone tablet at the entrance. This is where the Ether Medallion comes into play. Stand before the entrance and use the Ether. Link raises the sword to the sky, and the magical freezing energy spreads across the area. The animation is spectacular. Watch as the power of the medallion resonates with the dungeon seal. The path opens. The entrance to Misery Mire is now accessible. Take a deep breath and enter. Welcome to Misery Mire, one of the most complex and challenging dungeons in the Dark World. This place is a maze of teleporting pathways, dark rooms, and brutal enemies. On B1, move left and up. Clear out all the enemies in this room. The door won't open until every single one is defeated. Take your time and be thorough. When the door finally opens, proceed north into the next room. Navigate down, then move left and up. Take the stairs up and enter the door you find. In the next room, take the door on the right side. Here, grab the key from the chest, then backtrack down the stairs to the main room. This time, take the door on the left, take the left staircase up, swing around to the lower left corner of the area and use your key to unlock the door there. In this room, kill everything to obtain another key. Once all of the enemies are defeated, go left and take the path downward. Climb the stairs in the next room to reach 1F. Now comes the torch puzzle. Use your fire rod to light the cauldrons in the next 2 rooms. As you light them, you'll hear rumbling throughout the dungeon. This is normal and indicating that you're doing it correctly. After lighting all the torches, take the door on the right and deliberately fall into the pit. You'll land in a lower area where the big key is waiting. Grab it and continue forward. Use the magic mirror to warp back to the dungeon start. This saves you a ton of backtracking time. take the door on the right, grab a fairy if you need one, then head down and right. You're back in the large area, take the stairs down, then head back up to the lower right room. Now comes a timed challenge. Cross the room as quickly as the floor collapses beneath you. You need to move fast, the door will shut if you're too slow. This may take a few tries to get the timing right, but once you make it across the floor fast, you'll reach the treasure. Open the large chest to obtain the Cane of Samaria. This mystical staff creates blocks formed of pure magic power. These blocks can be pushed or thrown at enemies to cause damage. They disintegrate after hitting enemies 5 times. If you strike a magic block with the staff itself, it shatters and the fragments damage nearby enemies. The Cane of Samaria is absolutely essential for navigating Turtle Rock, the final dungeon before Ganon's Tower. Drop down and head down the stairs to B2. On B2, go left and you'll encounter a switch puzzle. Use the Cane of Samaria to create a block on the switch, keeping it pressed down. This may take a few tries to position correctly, but once you get it, the door behind you opens. Go down and left. The room becomes completely dark now. Navigate carefully. Take the path below and up. Here's a tough trick. Use the Cane of Samaria to create a block, then immediately use the fire rod to blow it up and have the fragments hit the flames. It's tricky timing, but you can do it. In the next room, use bombs to blow up the door above. Hit the switch on the left, then continue back down and to the left. Hit the switch again in the next room, then take the stairs upward back to B1. On B1, go left and you'll reach the boss door. Use your big key to unlock it and enter the chamber. Boss battle, Vitreous. Now Vitreous is a massive eyeball floating in a pool of slime, surrounded by smaller eyeball minions. Stay away from the slime itself, it damages you on contact. The big eye shoots lightning from the center, just like Agahnim's supreme attack pattern, so watch for that. Focus on eliminating the small eyeballs first. Use the spin attacks since they come in groups of 2s and 3s. Once all of the minions are destroyed, Vitreous himself climbs out of the slime to attack you directly. Now you can damage him. He only takes a few solid sword hits to defeat. Stay mobile, avoid the lightning, and strike when you have openings. Victory! Vitreous explodes in a shower of eyeball fragments. Grab the heart container and watch as the 5th crystal descends from above. Another maiden is freed from her prison. 5 maidens rescued, only 2 remain. You're warped back outside. Misery Mire stands as one of the most desolate and hopeless locations in the Dark World. In the Light World, this region is part of the desert. Harsh, yes, but still a place where life can exist. In the Dark World, Ganon's corruption has transformed it into a fetid swamp of despair. The name itself, Misery Mire, tells you everything you need to know. This is a place where hopes go to die, where travelers become lost in the fog and never find their way out. The very ground seeks to pull you down into its depths. Vitreous, the boss, represents the all-seeing nature of Ganon's surveillance over his dark realm. Multiple eyes watching from every angle, ensuring nothing escapes his notice. The slime that surrounds it symbolizes the corruption that permeates this place. Toxic, clinging, impossible to cleanse. The requirement of the Ether Medallion to enter is significant. Only the power of freezing cold, the opposite of the swamp's humid decay, can pierce through the barrier and grant access. It's a clash of opposing forces. Ice versus rock, preservation versus decay. With each maiden you rescue, the balance tips further in your favor, but Ganon grows more desperate, and the final 2 dungeons will test everything you learned. The end game approaches. Alright, we've conquered Misery Mile, but before we tackle the next major dungeon, there's some cleanup to do. We've got heart containers to collect and 1 more medallion to grab. Another health upgrade secured. Now use the flute to fast travel to the area outside Link's house, back where this whole adventure began. It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Head down and left from Link's house. You're looking for some tree stumps in this area. Use your magic hammer to pound them down. This creates a portal that takes you back to the Dark World. Drop down through it. Navigate downward in the Dark World. Then take the left path and continue heading down. Make your way back to the area where you traded the chest to the old man earlier in the game. Remember that side quest? From this spot, use the magic mirror to warp back to the light world. If you've positioned yourself correctly, you'll appear on the mountain. Now move left and you'll encounter another ancient tablet with Hylian inscriptions. Use the Book of Medora to decipher the text on this tomb. The inscription reads that only the hero bearing the Master Sword can retrieve this medallion. The ground rumbles and the tomb explodes open, revealing the Bombos Medallion. Now the Bombos Medallion unleashes explosive magical forces around Link that engulf enemies in flames. It's devastating against a group of enemies, and particularly effective in certain dungeons. The fiery explosion covers the entire screen, making it perfect for crowd control. Now backtrack toward where you came from and head back to the Dark World portal. Once in the Dark World, navigate right and head inside a specific cave entrance. Inside this cave, push the block to the right, then upward to clear the path. Did you know that there's concept art showing Link and Zelda standing next to Mario characters for size comparison? Interestingly, even though their in-game sprites look like children, they're drawn taller than Princess Peach and Luigi in the artwork. Nobody knows if they were originally meant to be older. Head up through the room and pull the lever on the right side. You'll hear rushing water. You've just released the water level. This changes the entire area's layout. Now head back outside. The water level has risen significantly, opening up new paths and access points. We're going to use this new water level to grab a heart piece. Navigate carefully through the flooded area. You'll find the heart piece now accessible thanks to the raised water. Grab it and add it to your collection. Back in the Dark World, we're heading to that same cave again, but this time we're entering it properly as a dungeon. This is the entrance to the Swamp Palace. Use your Pegasus Boots to dash across the room to the pot. Lift it up and grab another key underneath, then use that key to go left through the locked door. Head down the stairs and continue straight up to find yet another key. These early rooms are all about key management. Keep track of what you're using and where. Backtrack and go left and up toward the locked door. Use one of your keys to unlock it and proceed. In the next room, use your magic hammer to pound down the stakes blocking your path. Push the switch you find to raise the water level throughout the dungeon. Backtrack your way to the previous door, then jump into the water and swim up to climb out on the left. Go through the door there. Drop down from the ledge and make your way to the left side of the room. Climb the lower left staircase to reach the door on the left side. In the next room, head down the stairs and go straight ahead. This series of rooms will look familiar. You've seen similar layouts in previous dungeons, but with water mechanics, they function differently. Pick up a pot to reveal another key underneath. Grab it and backtrack to the staircase. Exit this section, drop down, and head north to use your key on the upper left door. In the next room, push the switch to raise the water level even higher. Make absolutely sure the switch showing orange before you leave. This is critical. The water level needs to be raised and the switch needs to be orange for the next sections to be accessible. Backtrack to the lower left door. Jump into the raised water and swim up to climb up. Take the door on the left, then head back in and push the blocks to reveal the hidden path. Take the door leading up to the first floor. In this next room, run right and use a block to position yourself, then deliberately fall down to the basement level. When you land, go right through the door. The next room contains a chest. Open it to claim the big key. This is your ticket to the boss chamber. Now, it's time to backtrack. When you make your way back into the water, swim down and up through the stairs. Head out to the door, then jump into the high water and climb out. We're almost back in the main area of the dungeon. From here, head up the stairs and you'll find a large chest. Open it to obtain the hookshot. This is one of the most useful items in the entire game. The hookshot allows you to grab onto distant objects, pull yourself across gaps, and even stun certain enemies. It fundamentally changes how you navigate both dungeons and the overworld itself. This is a complete game changer. In the next room, go left and push the statue onto the block switch. This opens the door, but we want to head right and up instead. Take the door on the left when you reach it. In the next room, take out the enemy using your new hookshot ability. See how useful this is already? Take the staircase down to B2. On B2, move the switch to lower the water level yet again. Head down the stairs and through the door. Navigate left, then up through the next door. Now move right and look for waterfalls. Take the second to last waterfall entrance. It's a secret passage. Most players miss this completely. Move up the stairs and take the door leading upward to another staircase. On B1, head down and take the door. We're close to the boss now. Jump in the water and take the upper path to the right to find one more key. Hop back in the water and swim left. Use the last door and unlock it with your key to proceed upward. This is it, the boss room of the Swamp Palace. Boss battle, Arrghus. He's a massive jellyfish protected by a swarm of larvae circling around him like a shield. You can't damage him while they're protecting him. Circle around as the larvae orbit, then use your hookshot to pull them off one by one. Once you pull the larvae away, quickly destroy it with your sword before it can return. Repeat this process until all of the larvae are eliminated. With his shield gone, the boss himself becomes more manageable. You can now attack him directly with your sword. After each hit he takes, he'll try to crush you by jumping and slamming down, so be ready to move. Strike fast between attacks, dodge his crush attempts, and keep up the pressure until he falls. Victory! Arrghus dissolves into the swamp water. Grab the heart container and watch as the 6th crystal descends from above. Another maiden is freed. 6 maidens rescued, only 1 remains. You're warped back outside the Swamp Palace. A bit of lore. The Swamp Palace exists in one of the most corrupted regions of the Dark World. You see, in the Light World, this area near the dam is functional. Water flows, life exists, and the ecosystem maintains balance. But in this Dark World, it's become a festering swamp of stagnant water and decay. Water, normally a symbol of life and purification, has been transformed into something toxic and diseased. The Swamp Palace represents the corruption of natural order. Water that doesn't flow becomes poison. Life that doesn't move forward becomes death. Arrghus, the boss, embodies this perfectly. A creature of the swamp, surrounded by parasite larvae that drains and protects it simultaneously. It's a perfect metaphor for Ganon's relationship with the Dark World. He feeds on it while being sustained by it, a cycle of mutual corruption. The requirement of the hookshot to defeat Arrghus is a symbol as well. You must reach out and pull away the protective layers, exposing the corruption beneath before you can truly heal the wound. It's not enough to attack the surface, you must dig deeper. With 6 maidens rescued, only one crystal remains. The final dungeon before Ganon's tower awaits, Turtle Rock, and perhaps the most challenging trial yet. Everything you've learned, every item you've collected, will be tested in this crucible ahead. The endgame is upon us. Alright, we're still in the Dark World, and there's one more bottle to collect before we tackle the final dungeon. Make your way back up toward the area beneath Hyrule's castle in the Dark World. You'll find a camper resting near his tent. Wake him up by talking to him, and he'll give you another bottle. That's your fourth and final bottle. Maximum carrying capacity for fairies and potions. You're going to need every advantage for what's coming. Now head back and use your magic hammer to break down the stumps blocking your path. Continue left through this area. From here, keep going left and upward towards where Link's house is located in the Dark World. We've got an important purchase to make. Enter the shop near Link's house and talk to the shopkeeper. Purchase the bomb capacity upgrade. This increases the maximum number of bombs you can carry. More bombs mean more problem solving options and more damage potential. Now, here's something special. There's an orange super bomb on your back. This massive explosion is unique. You can only carry one at a time, and you need to transport it carefully to a specific location. Take this bomb back to the light world with your magic mirror. Navigate upward near the castle entrance, being extremely careful not to get hit by enemies. If you take damage, you'll drop the bomb. Go inside the castle and you'll be automatically transported back to the Dark World. Position yourself correctly and use the super bomb. It blows open a cracked wall, revealing a hidden entrance. Inside is a fairy fountain with a great fairy. Approach the pond and throw your sword into it. The great fairy emerges and returns your blade upgraded to level 4, the golden sword. This is the most powerful sword in the game, dealing maximum damage to all enemies. But we're not done yet. Throw your bow into the pond as well. The Great Fairy upgrades your arrows to silver arrows. These sacred arrows are specifically designed for fighting Ganon. They're the only weapon that can truly harm him in his final form. Without the silver arrows, you cannot complete the game. Once you've obtained both upgrades, head back outside. Grab a fairy from where I just did, you'll definitely need it. Now head right and go north, continue navigating northward through this region. Use your hookshot to traverse some of the gaps and carry yourself past some of the obstacles. Keep pushing north until you reach the area where the graveyard is located. Fun fact, the game introduced so many series staples, it's kind of insane. This was the first appearance of the Master Sword, Pieces of Heart, Kukos, and the Revenge Squad, Kakariko Village, Lake Helia, even the horizontal sword swing and the spin attack. Find a specific tombstone and push it inward to reveal a hidden staircase. Descend into the tomb. Inside, you'll find a large chest containing the magic cape. When worn, the magic cape turns Link completely invisible. Only his shadow remains visible. As long as you have the magic power in your meter, you're invincible while wearing it. Enemies can't damage you at all, similar to the cane of Byrna. But the magic cape has unique advantages. It allows you to pass through enemies and traps like bumpers without detection or harm. The downside? The cape drains magic very quickly, so use it sparingly only when absolutely necessary. Now back outside, head back to the Dark World and keep going north. Flip back to the Light World using your magic mirror and head to a specific cave entrance. Bomb open the door at the top to reveal a heart piece inside. Why not, right? We're going for a full completion of A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past with all items and hidden secrets. Back outside of the Dark World, continue left and eventually head north. We need to make our way back to Death Mountain for more collectibles. When you open a cave door using a bomb and head inside, Here's something easily missed. In the ending cutscene, Princess Zelda is wearing a golden crown instead of her usual white one. Most players never even notice this detail when she's standing with her father and the other maidens. Navigate up the stairs and emerge outside. With your hookshot, you can now easily reach another heart piece that was previously inaccessible. The magic cape lets you clear dangerous areas without getting bounced around by obstacles. Grab that piece. Back in the light world, go north and use the Pegasus Boots to ram into a specific tree. Did you know that A Link to the Past is unique in the series because it's the only game where the Master Sword alone can't defeat Ganon? You absolutely need the silver arrows to finish him off, just like in the original Legend of Zelda. You'll fall through a hidden entrance into a cave filled with fairies. Catch them all in your bottles. You're going to need every single one for Turtle Rock. Exit the cave and use your magic cape to safely navigate past hazards and grab the heart container waiting outside. Another massive health upgrade. Call the bird with your flute and travel to the edge of Death Mountain. It's time, we're entering Turtle Rock, the final dungeon before Ganon's tower. Use your hookshot to cross the broken bridge that would be otherwise impassable. Enter the cave and begin your ascent. Did you know that A Link to the Past received a near-perfect score of 39 out of 40 from the notoriously tough Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu? That's seriously impressive considering how rarely they gave out scores that high. Now back outside, we're almost at the entrance. Keep climbing. So continue climbing upward, then head right and down. Now use your Titan's Mitt to lift a massive boulder blocking the path. Once you're up there, smash the stumps with your hammer and use the teleporter to warp back to the light world. Here's a fun Easter egg. Those portraits in Kakariko village houses that sometimes give you rupees? That's actually Mario's face. And when soldiers chase you through the village, the music is a mix of the Super Mario Bros. 2 boss theme. Congratulations, you're standing on top of the dungeon. Now use the Quake Medallion to unlock the entrance. Link raises the Master Sword and lightning strikes the ground, revealing the entrance in a spectacular display. It's a seriously awesome moment. Now it's time to climb inside. This is it, the final test before Ganon. Turtle Rock is genuinely one of the hardest dungeons in the entire game. From the start, go north. You're going to be using the Cane of Samaria constantly in this dungeon. Create a block platform with the cane to ride across the gap to the right. Take the upper right door. In the next room, create another block platform while simultaneously lighting the cauldrons with your fire rod. Multitasking is key here. Here's a neat trick. Use the hookshot to pull yourself back to the entrance quickly, then head up through a different path. This saves tons of time. The next room has spike traps everywhere. Use your magic cape to avoid them entirely. Just walk right through them invisibly. Grab the key from the chest and head back down. Return to the main room. Now use your key to access the upper left door. Take out all the enemies in this room to get another key, then go north. Here's a tricky puzzle. Use the Cane of Samaria on the lower side while the crystal switch is showing orange. Create a block and throw it so you can push the upper left block to the right. This reveals the key and lets you proceed through the next door. Go down the stairs to B1. Descend the stairs again and take the lower right staircase to enter a shaft. It'll transport you to the upper left door of another area. Take the first shaft downward. When you emerge, you'll appear in the upper left side. Go through the door and head down. Take out the lower enemy to obtain a key, then use it to open the door. Next, we're getting the big key by taking a specific path through one of the tubes. Navigate carefully through the shaft system. Head back the way you came and exit to the main area. Make absolutely sure the crystal switch is showing orange when you leave. This is critical. Backtrack and take the other pipe downward. Fun fact, Chain Chomps from the Mario series make a surprise appearance in Turtle Rock, the 7th Dark World dungeon. Apparently, they were originally planned for the very first Legend of Zelda game, but didn't make it until this one. It'll lead you to the lower left door on the opposite side. In the next room, clear out all the enemies to unlock the door going down. Take the left path in the next room. In the following chamber, use bombs to destroy the wall below. This creates an opening that leads outside. Go right and you'll find another heart container. Use your hammer to clear everything in your path. If you're lucky, you can hit enemies from the other side without taking damage. Nice, that's another heart container secured. Let's head back now and finish this dungeon. Back inside, use the cane to create a platform. Go north and use the boss key to unlock the path leading upward to the other side of the dungeon. Use the pipe to travel north, then navigate upward with your hookshot. I clear the path north by running at full speed. Sometimes aggressive movement is the best strategy. In this room, you need to have the Cane of Samaria out. Create blocks and use fireballs from enemies to hit the crystal switch, changing it from orange to blue. You can also throw bombs at the switch if you prefer this method. This reveals a chest containing a key. Use it to descend to B2. B2 is completely dark, so navigate carefully. Create a platform, path downward with the cane, and hit the switch toward the center of the room. Navigate back onto your platform and make your way to the lower left area where there's a door. Run past the obstacles and head south. You're looking for a chest on the left containing a key. Grab it, then run back north and use the key on the door to the left. Fun fact, the Japanese version used actual Egyptian hieroglyphs for the Book of Medora text. The international version changed these to smaller, more generic symbols. They also removed a Star of David symbol from the Eastern Palace that appeared in the Japanese release. Inside this room, more mazes await. Continue pushing north through the challenges. Now, on B3, take the platform upward. The boss battle is very close. Boss battle Trinexx. Now, Trinexx is a massive 3-headed turtle boss. Take out the ice head first using your fire rod. This is crucial because if you don't, you'll be constantly slipping on ice while Trinexx freezes the floor beneath you. Once the ice head is destroyed, use your ice rod on the fire head. With both elemental heads destroyed, Trinexx transforms into a snake-like creature. Now, you can only damage the middle section. Wait for it to flash, that's your target. It takes about 4 hits with the golden sword to defeat, but watch out. The center head moves when you least expect it, and it will attack aggressively. Stay quick, stay mobile, and strike only when you have openings. This is a 5-star difficulty boss for a reason. It's the ultimate test of everything you've learned. Victory! Trinexx explodes in a cascade of energy. Grab the heart container and watch as the 7th and final crystal descends from the heavens. All 7 maidens are now free. The seal on Ganon's tower is completely broken. The maidens appear telepathically and tell you that the path to Ganon's tower is now atop the Pyramid of Power. This is it. The final confrontation awaits. You've warped back outside Turtle Rock. Now Turtle Rock stands as the most formidable dungeon in the Dark World, and its location atop Death Mountain is deeply symbolic. In both the Light World and the Dark Worlds, Death Mountain has always been a place of trials where heroes are tested and proven worthy. The turtle itself is an ancient symbol of endurance, longevity, and carrying the weight of the world on one's back. Trinexx, the 3-headed guardian, represents the trinity of elements: fire, ice, and the balance between them. Only by mastering both extremes can you reach the core and strike at the heart of corruption. Turtle Rock's complexity, its maze-like structure, its reliance on the Cane of Samaria, its dark chambers and treacherous shafts reflect the final test before the ultimate evil. It's designed to ensure that only the most skilled, most prepared hero can even reach Ganon's doorstep. With all 7 maidens rescued, the seal imprisoning Ganon is shattered completely. The Dark World's fate now rests on your shoulders. The maiden's power flows through you, granting you the strength to stand against the King of Darkness himself. Ganon's tower looms atop the Pyramid of Power, a twisted monument to evil's domination. Every trial, every dungeon, every item we've collected has led to this moment. The Master Sword gleams with the holy light, the silver arrows rest in your quiver, and the courage of the hero burns bright in your heart. The final battle approaches, Ganon awaits, the legend reaches its climax. The path is open. Ganon's tower stands before you, dark and imposing against the purple sky. This is it, the final dungeon. Take a deep breath and enter. When you enter Ganon's tower, go up and left, then descend the stairs to the first floor. In the next room, dash into the back of the right torch when the energy ball isn't blocking you. This knocks a key to the ground. Grab it and head into the left next room. Get on the conveyor belt and use your magic hammer to crush the right, upper, and left mole pegs in the middle section of the room. Go left into the next room. This room is all about hookshot mastery. Pull yourself to the block on the platform to the left. Lift the pot and position yourself in the lower left corner of the platform. Then use your hookshot to pull yourself down to the right block on a platform south of you. Quickly go down to the next room. Now go left and down, then place another bomb next to the crystal switches. This is a time challenge. Unlock the door and go right. Hit the crystal switch to lower the orange barriers, then drop down into the warp tile. When you appear, wait for the fire chain on the bottom path to move left. Navigate down and left on that path, then go up between the block walls and the second path and continue left. Go down, unlock the door and enter. Walk into the right warp tile in the barricaded section. In the new room, go down and lift the pots. Then go left and step on the left warp tile. Continue down and left onto another warp tile, then right to knock the blue hard hat beetles into pits. Work your way around the pits and go right and up onto another warp tile. Walk up onto the following one, then right and down. Navigate down and right until you reach a path going north. Go up and defeat enemies, staying right when the path splits. Then lift 2 pots at the end. Lift the skull pot blocking the lower right area. Turn the bubble into a fairy if needed. Then open the chest for another 10 arrows. Bomb the cracked floor next to the chest to create a hole. Drop down and you'll fight the Armos Knights. Use the silver arrows, one shot kills them instantly. After defeating them all, go up. Open 3 chests to get the big key, bombs, and 10 arrows. Leave through the left door and ram the hollow north wall with your Pegasus Boots to create a passage. Use the boomerang to grab fairies if you need health, then backtrack and go left up to the stairs to the first floor. Push the right block and enter the main area. Open the large chest with the big key and obtain the red mail. This is your ultimate armor. You're now at maximum damage reduction. You're as tanky as Link can possibly be. And up the stairs to the 3rd floor. Throw the boomerang left to hit the crystal switch, lowering the blue barriers. Navigate left and down and left again along the lowered barriers, lifting the pots. Get in front of the closed door and walk up on the blue barrier. Pull the statue right, then get in front of it and pull it down just enough to get behind it. Make sure there's enough room to get to the left of it. Watch for the spike trap to reach the right of the statue, then push the statue down to trap it. Go left on the middle path and defeat the 2 red Garayas with the arrows. Use the magic cape and go through the door. This saves time repositioning the statue. Deactivate the cape, avoid the laser beams, and defeat 2 more red Garayas with silver arrows. Go up and straight up the hall, then open the door with the big key. Descend the ladder and walk up through the room, avoiding spike traps. Hit the 2nd crystal switch to lower the orange barriers. Defeat the 2 Cyclops enemies with arrows, then lift the middle pot to reveal a switch. Step on it and cross to the other side of the lowered barrier. Hit the crystal switch to raise the orange barrier, activate the magic cape, and walk down through the spike traps. Navigate up and right along the path, avoiding the cannonballs from both sides. Reach the end and climb to the 4th floor. Defeat all the enemies to open the left door. In the next room, stay off the conveyor belt and defeat the Stalfos while avoiding the laser beams, then go down. Avoid the laser statues and defeat the enemies from Blind's hideout. Cross the conveyor belt to the south and go down. In the icy room with the conveyor belts and the laser statues, defeat 2 enemies to open the door. Cross the ice and the conveyor belt and go down. In the next icy room, avoid the fireballs and lasers while defeating the pink Stalfos and the pink enemy from Blind's hideout. Go left across the slippery floor. In the hallway, hide behind a Ganon statue to avoid the yellow swirl. After it crashes, go left. In the Sandy room, you'll fight Landmolas again. Avoid fireballs from the trap and attack their heads with your sword. After defeating them, go up through the door. Here's something that might surprise you. Agahnim, the evil wizard, was actually a priest in the original Japanese version. Nintendo of America changed his profession to avoid religious controversy, though they kept all the church imagery like stained glass windows and pews. Lift pots for hearts, magic, bombs, and arrows, then climb to the 5th floor. Wait for the Wizrobes to appear, then use Ether. You'll see the invisible floor briefly while Ether kills the Wizrobes. Remember the path and cross the door. Go down and right through the room, defeating the Dark World soldiers and avoiding the laser eye. Go up through the right door. Wait for 4 Wizrobes to appear and use Ether to eliminate them. Walk up across the conveyor belts and through the door. Dash up through the middle before the floor collapses. Defeat the soldiers at the end and go right. Navigate to the block with the fire bar. Take the path up and lift the pot in front of the unlit lantern. Go back down, then right, lifting another pot. Take the path down and lift that pot. Equip the fire rod and stand on the north path. As the fire bar passes right, light the lantern. Go down and light the one on the right. Get to the upper wall immediately to avoid laser shots. Lift pots in both corners for a heart and magic decanter. Defeat Helmasaurs and take their key, avoid the fireballs, open chests for bombs, and unlock the left door. Go down, avoid the small spike trap, trigger the large trap. When it retreats, place a bomb at the crack in the wall. Trigger the trap again, avoid it, and enter the new room. Wait for the yellow swirl to crash into the orange barrier. Use a boomerang to hit the crystal switch, lowering the orange barriers. Get next to the blue barrier and hit the switch from far away. Avoid the energy ball and open the chest for a key. Lower the orange barriers, go down, unlock the door, and drop to the lower ledge. Fight Moldorm. 2 hits in the tail destroys it. Hookshot the chest on the south ledge for 20 rupees. Climb the ladder and push the blocks to clear the path left. Now activate the magic cape for safety. Navigate left and up through slippery floors, conveyor belts, and Helmasaurs. Reach the stairs, deactivate the cape, and climb to the 7th floor. Go down and left through the hallway, then up. Unlock the door with the big key. You face Agahnim again. Boss battle, Agahnim. Reflect the magic projectiles with your sword. Dodge the lightning attacks. Wait for the split projectiles. He's more aggressive than before. He also teleports more frequently. Stay mobile and patient. Did you know that speedrunners have absolutely demolished this game? The current any% world record sits at just 1 minute and 36 seconds. Yeah, you heard that right. Under 2 minutes to quote-unquote beat the entire game with glitches. Agahnim now falls. Ganon emerges from his body, transforms into a bat, and crashes through the ceiling. The flute automatically plays, and the bird carries you out. You land on top the Pyramid of Power. Ganon's bat form has crashed through, creating a hole. Before dropping in, consider finding a fairy fountain to fully recover. When you're ready, drop into the hole. This is it. The King of Darkness himself. Use silver arrows and strike with the golden sword when he's stunned. Stay mobile, light the torches when he goes invisible, and give it everything you've got. Here's a cool bit of trivia. The iconic Legend of Zelda logo that's been used in almost every game since, it made its debut with a Link to the Past Western release. It was designed by a Seattle firm called Cavern, and Japan didn't even start using it until the Ocarina of Time came out. Fun fact, A Link to the Past has more dungeons than any other official Zelda game, 13 in total. That's including Hyrule Castle, which technically counts as 2 separate dungeons since the map changes between your first visit and the Agahnim encounter. Ganon falls. The Triforce appears. Link touches it and wishes for the Dark World to be restored. The maidens are free. The Light World is saved, and peace returns to Hyrule. Congratulations, you've just beaten The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And not just beaten it, we've achieved 100% completion. Every heart container, every heart piece, every item upgrade, every secret hidden throughout Hyrule has been collected. We've explored every corner of both the Light and Dark Worlds. We've conquered all 7 Dark World dungeons, defeated every boss, and ultimately vanished Ganon himself. The legendary adventure is complete. The hero legend has fulfilled its destiny. If you've enjoyed this complete walkthrough, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more classic gaming content. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through one of the greatest games ever made. Until next time, may the Triforce be with you.